Hello guys, today I'm making a small rotation video about Arcane Mage since I've been asked a lot, and well, I haven't figured out why my recording software doesn't want to record my voice while I'm playing, even though all the settings seems to be right. It still doesn't record it. I'm just gonna record it with my editing software, like it's playing in the background, so he's gonna record my voice while I'm playing, and I'm also recording the game, so I'm gonna try to synchronize the two things and make it work. So the first tip I can give for anybody who wants to play well in PvP and do damage is also to play Mythic Plus very often. Playing Mythic Plus helps you understand your DPS rotation and what your class is capable of, or what your spec is capable of. For Arcane Mage, I feel like this season, more than talking about a rotation that is consistent, you have to understand why you are pressing certain spells. So you have different priorities, you have Arcane Barrage, Arcane Orb, Arcane Surge, Touch of the Magi, and Arcane Explosion, which is kind of useless, but okay, and Arcane Blast. So it's pretty easy to understand once you play a little bit of Mythic Plus how it works. You use Barrage every time you have 20 stack of Arcane Salvo, which is a passive. See, when you search up in the search bar here, you can find kind of everything right now. Arcane Salvo is a passive that has 20 stacks for Spellslinger, and at 20 stacks is like it gets the most benefit, and it has the most probabilities of throwing an orb when you barrage. You should use it most of the time when you're at 20 stacks. If you can't, just use barrage. It's not a rule that you have to stick to all the time, but if you can cast and build up your damage and you're not getting pressured by enemies and you know you can cast and get away with it, just always get 20 stacks and use Arcane Salvo with Arcane Barrage. Every time you want to build Arcane Salvo and you have clear casting, you can use Arcane Orb, if you have it off cooldown, of course. Now, Arcane Orb, the more enemy it hits, the more, obviously the more damage it does, but that's not what I'm gonna say. What I'm gonna say is that it gets also benefits from this talent here. Yes, there's direct damage from Arcane Splinters, reduce the cooldown of Arcane Orb. Splinters proc almost all of everything, but also they proc off Arcane Orb itself hitting enemies. So if you hit a lot of people with Arcane Orb, you're gonna get your Arcane Orb very quickly back. So you can literally just spam orbs sometimes when there's a bunch of people, pets, anything. Right now my rotation looks something like this. I Arcane Surge, I get clear casting, and then I can Orb and Touch of the Magi, and then I look at my stacks here. I have 17, that's 20, and you barrage. Every time you get to 20 stack, you also get Intuition. I have 10, I Orb, 20, barrage. And you kind of have to adjust depending on how many procs you get, but if you're really forced to play aggressively without being able to cast, if you can't cast Arcane Blast ever, you can just Orb and barrage all the time. And if you need stacks, like let's assume that I don't have any stacks, and I don't have any salvo, and I don't have clear casting, and you can't cast, you can get away with casting a few Arcane explosions. Now I have clear casting, for example, and I have Touch of the Magi. This is gonna be my soft burst, for example, and I can Orb and Touch of the Magi, right? And assuming that I can't cast, I can just barrage, Orb, barrage, right? When you don't have Touch of the Magi or Arcane Surge, I highly suggest focusing on prioritizing Polymorphs, Ice Walls, Ring of Frost, just being a pain in the ass for the enemy team. Mass invisibility for your team is great. Don't just use it for yourself all the time. Sometimes, even if you don't need it, and you have it sitting there, you can use it. It's 1 minute cooldown. You're gonna be fine most of the times. Like if your healers are getting pressured, if your team is getting pressured and you're just free and you don't have any damage, you can still do like ice walls, CCs, mass invisibility to help your team. And then when you get touch of the mage and surge back, you can get back into it. Another thing I can say that is very useful that I've been doing with my Shadow Priest, for example, is that I look at damage breakdown of spells and how to improve them with my talents, and then I make up my own builds without actually reading anybody rank ones or like any mythic plus dungeon. Sometimes I always read a little bit, like stat weight, what other people go for, and then I try to make up my mind based on my gameplay. I do this mostly with mage because I'm confident enough to know what I'm doing. With Shadow Priest is mostly testing. Again, I will do the rotation without pausing this time, so it's Surge, touch of the Magi. I don't know why I got another intuition this time. Sometimes I try to put Arcane Blast in between cast if I can cast anyway, to get an extra damage, extra clear casting proc. This can be useful. Now I tried missiles more than once. 90% of the time I don't think it's the move. Like it's better to stick to Arcane Orb right now, especially if you like if you AoE, it's even better. In single target, Arcane Missile could be 1 or 2 targets. It could be useful, especially on flag carrier map. You can play Slipstream and you can chase the flag carrier. It's useful. Other than that, I think that Orb is most of the time the go, and I feel like right now Arcane Mage on flag carrier maps plays more on the defense. I feel like it's more useful. I often play with Chrono Shift to slow enemies, to peel. Sometimes I play with Ethereal Blink. I don't know, I go by feel with this. I think Chrono Shift is just better most of the times. Arcanosphere is kind of a meme spell, guys. Like it needs to be buffed more to be useful. I'm using it in normal BG, I'm using it for clips. It's very rare that I will use it in rated. The problem with Arcanosphere, which is like, oh, why are you not bursting with Arcanosphere? Because the damage done with Arcanosphere is less than spamming orbs all the time, especially on many targets. It will do a good chunk of the enemy HP bar. With you can bet on some crit. If you get a crit, you might kill someone, or your main target gets hit by Arcanosphere with the Arcane Blast and Arcane Barrage all at the same time, then maybe he dies. But all other times, Arcanosphere is kind of a bait for you. You're gonna lose a lot of your burst because your burst depends on Arcane Surge, right? You have 15 seconds, and during those 15 seconds you want to maximize your damage output, and Arcane Surge takes away 4 seconds of not doing DPS. DPS works like this: you do damage and then you divide it by the time that it took to do that damage, and then you understand that 4 seconds casting you need to do like a lot of fucking damage. Like it needs to do 500k at least, because it's 100k DPS. Then it's a threat for the enemies. But if you hit one enemy for Arcanosphere, unless it crits... Oh. Okay, now the damage font is working for some reasons. That's weird. So what I got in the... Oh, I forgot that I get a lot of errors. I get a lot of blue errors. 126k damage. 126k damage for 4 seconds of casting is nothing. It's not good enough, guys. Obviously it gets enhanced with Arcane Surge and other things, but it's still not enough. Not enough to pick it as a talent in most scenario. It can be good for the knockback sometimes. You see me using Ring of Frost to knock people in with the Arcanosphere, knocking people off edges like on the bridge on Silver Shard. It can be useful, but so can all other talents. I mean, all other talents can be useful in situations, except for a power barrier, because it's too risky to not have barrier for that long. In duels, Master Shepherd very often. Lately I've been playing more and more Blink, just because the cooldown reduction on Blink is so massive compared to Shimmer. Shimmer 30 seconds cooldown is just insane nowadays. Okay, I'm gonna do my burst one more time, trying not to slow it down. It's better if you get a few clear casting proc. It would be optimal, right? For example, I got very lucky, I got 2 of them. You can farm before, and then you have what you need. That was Arcane Mage Burst. I'm sorry it's taking me so long to do some of these recordings. I am really shy about my English very often, especially on recording. On stream it's more like just chatting and it feels natural, but when I'm recording myself and listening to my own voice, it's a bit hard to do. Like it gets it gets weird for me. I'm trying. I hope that didn't get recorded. I accidentally used a soundboard to make a sound. Yeah, lately I've been trying to mess around with soundboards and make the stream more interesting. A message to all my viewers: thank you so much for thank you so much for your support for my support. Thank you so much for your support and helping me build this. I really want this to become my profession, like my main profession. Even if it doesn't pay the same as my actual job, it's fine. But I want to be able to sustain myself with this. I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna make pizza anymore, because for people who don't know, I make pizza for a living. I love making pizza, but I don't like being behind the oven 7 days out of 7, 10 hours a day, the entire year. Like it doesn't get me to like do anything else. It doesn't get me to go to swim. It doesn't get me to play WoW. It doesn't get me to spend time with family and friends. And God knows that is so important. Spending time with family and friends is very important. I hope this all got recorded. I'm gonna check it now if it actually did get recorded. Because a few times I did record 40 minutes videos and it did not record at all, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it another time, and then that was like Shadowlands release, so it's been some time. I'm gonna try to make some other guides, videos, requests. I got a lot of requests about doing like a damage breakdown of Arcane, how to do damage. I get a lot of requests about also like toys and stuff. You can find everything on my Discord. Most of it, actually, 99% you can find on my Discord, but I think it's sub only. I made a poll about it and people voted, and they said that it's fair that a lot of these things are just for subs. I will usually just tell you if you DM me, or if you just ask me on stream, I will still tell you what is it about. But for an easy guide about toys, consumables and stuff like that, I have it on my Discord for subscribers. Well, thank you all for watching and supporting me, and 40,000 subscribers, guys. A message for like new content creators that want to start, don't be shy about like asking for help. You can post on my Discord anytime. I remember when I was like 200, 500 subscribers and people were making fun of me, being like, you're a fucking loser. And a lot of these people came back to say, Jesus Christ, you grew up so much on with this channel. A lot of people said that I was not gonna make it to like 5,000 subscribers or 2,000 subscribers. And consistency, a lot of consistency. Keep posting when you can, when you're not working, when you have the time to do it, just do it. I've been really trying to get other content creators to start doing at least retail content. I'm most interested in retail content. for future collaborations, for helping people getting started. I'm always there. If you need me, you can find me on live on Twitch TV/AronFMaster, or you can post in my comment section. I read every single comment. YouTube, Kick is a stream. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, I read everything. Literally everything. I can't really answer everyone because most of the answer will be like, thank you so much for your support, and when I say it like 4 times in a row, I start to feel like I'm a bot. I just keep saying the same thing. It kind of gets to me a little. It's the same when you get a sub. I'm thanking him. I'm just trying not to sound like I'm a robot, just thanking non-stop. I'm very thankful. I'm very, very thankful. I'm very thankful for all the support and help I got. Shout out to Plippy6 and the people in my community that have been sticking around a lot. See you guys next time.